I'm a little late on this due to the fact of my lack of streaming, but I think we need to talk about Chappell Roan and all the people that are currently giving her some flack for what she said, due to the fact that people are idiots and don't understand that humans are humans and have to be babies and cry about it because they're on Twitter and that's what they professionally love to do. And you might be calling me a hard ass for that, but which is not true. My ass is not hard. My ass is normal ass. I was really synced into this story for a second. It's not really much of a story. It's more so people being put into their place and then crying about it. Oh, she made a new statement just now. Holy fuck. Okay, well, this is perfect then. Okay, Chappell Roan has always been kind of more outspoken about, you know, just the weirdness of celebrity status, which is valid. It's fucking weird. And the reality is that a lot of people like to point out, oh, this person's not made for this. Hey, newsflash, nobody is. Nobody is. It's not normal. It's fucking weird. And that doesn't mean you are like ungrateful, but the fact of people being so invested into somebody's life that is genuinely a human being, which I understand even for myself is hard to wrap your mind around because we're seeing them through a screen 90% of the time. And a lot of the times when we see these people, they are put at in a pedestal kind of like way where, you know, there's very nice cameras, there's a production, they're on stage, etc., etc. They're being interviewed, and you know, it's still hard to see these people as humans, but they take poops. But I understand the, you know, disconnect. Nonetheless, this was a big story. I remember seeing this though and just being like, the internet is the worst. It is. It's just a bunch of crybabies, and I'm crying about it right now. So in theory, I'm kind of doing the same exact thing, but mine's for a good cause. These are TikToks that she made addressing this. I mean, she's already publicly spoken. Like, obviously this year's been really big for her. Her music has really taken off, playing insane size shows. I'd be scared. I'd be shitting myself. She's already spoken about how it's been hard. And that's super valid, because I even know from my, you know, I've been doing social media since I was, I don't know, really, like I've had somewhat of an audience since I was probably like 15 though, like, to be quite honest with you. And I've, you know, probably have gotten bigger, I would say, this last year. It's not the easiest. It's pretty tough, and I'm not nearly as, you know, well known as Chappell Roan or talented. But yeah.
I need you to answer questions. Just answer my questions for a second. If you saw a random woman on the street, would you yell at her from the car window? Would you harass her in public? Would you go up to a random lady and say, "Can I get a photo with you?" And she's like, "No, what the fuck?" And then you get mad?
So the only thing that I saw people saying about this part was like, you're not just a random lady at this point, which is valid. Nonetheless, still just a human being. And quite honestly, can, like, you know, say no to photos, etc., not be in the mood. It's just reality.
And then you get mad at this random lady? Would you be offended if she says no to your time because she has her own time? Would you stalk her family? Would you follow her around? Would you try to dissect her life and bully her online? This is a lady you don't know, and she doesn't know you at all. Would you assume that she's a good person? Assume she's a bad person? Would you assume everything you read about her online is true? I'm a random bitch. You're a random bitch. Just think about that for a second, okay?
Valid. I mean, I understand. I think she is a random person. I'm not going to say bitch. Nonetheless, I mean, yeah, people do know her. That's obviously known. But with that being said, now she doesn't really owe anyone, like, she really doesn't. Like, you know, is it nice to try to, you know, I'm sure she tries her best to be, you know, giving people time, because why not? But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to do other things. Sometimes you're having time with your family. Fucking human. Like, these comments are really stupid. She's 100% correct. I also fear for her that fame may not be mentally good for her. Fame is not good for anyone. It's not. It's not. There's nothing good mentally for anybody about being well known and having people look into your life and who you're dating or how you're existing or every little word that you've ever said. That's just the reality of it. So I hate when people try to say, oh, this about her, because it's a general thing. It's just everybody. It's not good for anybody. Is it like a woe is me thing necessarily? Not always, but it's, you know, it's not normal. There's also one other video.
I don't care that abuse and harassment, stalking, whatever, is a normal thing to do to people who are famous or a little famous, whatever. I don't care that it's normal. I don't care that this crazy type of behavior comes along with the job, the career field I've chosen. That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it normal. It doesn't mean
It's facts. It's like the thing is like, It's been normalized because people don't say anything. And then the moment that somebody says something, everyone's like, oh my God, she's not made for it. And it's like, no, some people are weird. I'm sure she doesn't have problems with people asking for a photo, you know, like being chill about it. But obviously there's going to be circumstances, especially with somebody to this stature of success, that's going to, you know, have weird experiences that cross the line, and it's exhausting, I'm sure. It's a lot more than we probably know. And I know that due to the fact that I've had my own experiences and I'm only an ant size compared to the success that she's had. And to be quite honest, I'm a guy, and usually guys don't really as commonly have the same amount of harassment as girls do. I'm going to be quite honest. Girls, whether they're famous or not, are constantly harassed. Do guys also sometimes have that experience? Yes, it does happen, but just not as commonly. That's just the reality of it.
It doesn't mean I want it. It doesn't mean that I like it. I don't want whatever the fuck you think you're supposed to be entitled to whenever you see a celebrity. I don't give a fuck if you think it's selfish of me to say no for a photo. Or
nah, she's serving. She's serving. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's amazing. I also, I don't think she'd be that's the thing. I think a lot of people took this and they're like, she's probably going to be mean if I meet her now. I don't think that's the reality. It's just setting like a line of like, this is probably more so directed to people that are weird, that are crossing the line that anybody would agree is weird.
Or for your time, or for a hug. That's not normal. That's weird. It's weird how people think that you know a person just because you see them online or you listen to the art they make. That's fucking weird. I'm allowed to say no to creepy behavior. Okay.
I think the reason why probably people have problems with this is just due to the fact that it is a little blunt, obviously. Nonetheless, even if she did feel that way, valid. It's your life. You don't have to fucking hug a random stranger. It's like, I mean, people are disrespectful. It's just true. People are weird. People are touchy. People are in your personal bubble. People want to like analyze your life. With that being said, there was a lot of comments being like pretty much, oh, she's not made for this, da-da-da. A lot of quote tweets. Here we go. We can read some of the stupid people. She doesn't know being famous comes with a lot of sacrifice. Oh, she could be aware of that. And I think she pretty much stated that she's aware of it. With that being said, she also made the statement that, no, I'm not going to just like let this happen and not say anything though. She wants to be a fucking musician. She wants to play music, and she's doing that, and she probably loves a lot of the things about that. That doesn't mean that she loves everything about it. And quite honestly, what's the problem with her speaking out about this? She should. It's very awesome that somebody is showing actual human emotions instead of just hiding them because they're scared of backlash or people thinking that she's too entitled. How are you going to be famous and not handle the fame? Fucking idiot. This is always a funny thing. She's not wrong, but Doja got canceled for saying the same thing. The reality is she's also getting backlash though. It's not like everyone's like, oh my God, go. Quite a lot of people also being assholes. I have no sympathy for someone putting themselves out there with the help of fan support. She had no problem with what she calls randoms helping her get famous, yet acts hostile when someone asks her for a photo. Yeah, but the reality is it's not just one photo. It's photos 24/7 for the rest of her life. And also some people are fucking disrespectful. You don't see that because you're not living her life. She probably deals with some really fucking weird shit that I don't know about, like obviously because I've never been around her, but she probably has dealt with really weird shit because I know from anybody that I've ever like met that's had any success and they've, dealt with things that are very inappropriate or creepy. I mean, you look at there's some really bad situations. There's a lot of weirdos. I don't think she's maybe it comes off a lot more blunt and I'm so sick of it, but I don't think that's really what she's getting at. I think she's obviously frustrated during this moment, but she's just trying to be honest, and people are very sensitive and they have to make it a thing. I did say something to somebody that had a quote tweet that was, I think it had about 10,000 likes or so, that was talking shit to her about this. Ricky Montgomery, also being a smart person, takes a lot of courage to talk about this. If you don't believe me, just look under any video of any artist trying to vent about being harassed by strangers and see how many times someone says, fame has consequences. People are people. Treat them like you want to be treated. And he also stated some experiences of his own. He said, it isn't only mega famous people. Here's some of mine from 2024, his experiences. Had a quote unquote medium, at VIP tell me my dead father was begging her to come to my show and say it's not your fault, referring to his suicide. A quote unquote family pretended to be staff and broke into my green room after a show. Fame is really fun sometimes, but mostly it's traumatizing. That's something you can't understand until it happens to you. And then when it does, there will always be a large, contingent. Did anybody not drop out of school? Of people saying you sound ungrateful, even in the face of obvious definitional abuse. I don't know. I'm fucking really bad with words. The reality is though, I mean, I've dealt with this stuff. Like I've had people come to my house multiple times. You know, I literally just today I was looking at my TikTok and somebody's pretending to be my mom to fucking trick people. And this isn't me trying to be a whiny little bitch and be like, I don't want to have any success and I don't appreciate it. But obviously there's a line of disrespect. I mean, there's weird moments. I mean, I was just at a place and this kid jumps out of a bush and like goes, ah, and like catches me off guard. And it's like, oh my God. And then it's like, you know, wants to take a photo and they didn't mean anything wrong or anything. But it is like a little like, oh, that's not a normal experience, quite honestly. Also, there's like, you know, things that like I've also had people pretend like, you know, swat me before, which I don't really like talking about on stream, but I've had people attempt to do that. That's another thing that people, you know, deal with. I've had people touch, you know, me before, like inappropriately. I've had people just, you know, all around. There's always like, you know, and it's not saying that the majority of people are very sweet and very kind, but there are some strange experiences. And I don't think it's bad to try to be honest with people about that. And I don't know. I think that's actually the coolest thing somebody could do is be human. There was a post here, but it's actually been deleted. This person had like 10,000 likes or whatever the fuck. It was getting a lot of attention and trying to tell her that she's like pretty much that's what you get kind of thing. And I just pretty much said I don't agree. Humans are humans. This vulnerability is amazing and we need more people being real. We shouldn't act like people should hide how they feel because of success. And I mean, there's some really bad experiences like of people that have actually been killed due to, you know, people being inappropriate with people with celebrity status of any level. And then I pretty much end it with saying I don't care. Twitter's just full of angry people, which is correct. All right, let's read her last message. It says, for the past 10 years, I've been going nonstop to build my project, and it's come to the point that I need to draw the line and set boundaries. I want to be an artist for a very, very long time. I've been in too many non-consensual and physical and social interactions, and I just need to lay it out and remind you, women don't owe you shit. I chose this career path because I love music and art and honoring my inner child. I do not accept harassment of any kind because I chose this path, nor do I deserve it. When I'm on stage, when I'm performing, when I'm in drag, when I'm at work events, when I'm doing press, I'm at work. Any other circumstance, I am not at work mode. I am clocked out. I don't agree with the notion that I owe a mutual exchange of energy or time or attention to people I do not know, do not trust, or who creep me out. This has nothing to do with my gratitude and love I feel for my community, for the people who respect my boundaries, and for the love I feel from every person who lifts me up and has stuck with me to help this project get to where it is now. I'm specifically talking about predatory behavior disguised as a super fan behavior that has become normalized because of the way women who are all well known have been treated in the past. If you're asking, well, if you didn't want this to happen, then why did you choose a career where you knew you wouldn't be comfortable with this outcome of success? Understand this. I embrace the success of this project, the love I feel, and the gratitude I have. What I do not accept is creepy people and being touched and being followed. I'm so happy that she didn't back down to people being fucking idiots. And I think there's actually more to it. Yeah, it's like saying like, please stop being weird to my family and friends, da da da. I mean, it's what you would expect. The situation is similar to the idea that if women wear a short skirt and get harassed or catcalled, she shouldn't have worn a short skirt in the first place. Yeah, I mean, that's completely true. What boundaries do I have for fans? I mean, it's pretty logical. I mean, anything that's don't harass me, don't fucking come and try to find where I live, don't try to, you know, harass my family. Like anything that's not fucking weird is like the line. If you see me in public and you want to take a photo or say like, you know, have a conversation of some level, then that's fine. Just be normal. That's all. It's nothing like deep. Like I'm not like fucking, I'm really for the most part very chill. I just just, you know, it's really basic. I love meeting people that watch me and stuff. But with that being said, I think that was a really important thing. I kind of hope more people back it. I don't want people to seem like ungrateful or anything because that's not the reality. But I just wish people weren't so disrespectful because it's not even just about celebrity status or whatever. It's like, it's just about harassment in general and parasocialness, which also gets kind of thrown around almost as a silly thing, but it's not. It's like a very real thing and it's gross. It can be very gross and very dangerous. So. Calling all the darkness.